So this is still an unanswered question from women today. Why do women, instead of wearing more clothes, they wear less clothes when they say they're scared of what men may do to them? I mean, seriously, I need answers. I still haven't got one yet. If you're afraid of inappropriate things with another male, which you know less clothes attract these type of men, and you still go and wear less clothes, is you really afraid? I don't know what's going on. I still haven't got an answer yet.
So are you saying that if a woman dresses a certain way, she wants to be assaulted by a man? Like you're still saying that at your big ass age in 2025, talking about you've never gotten an answer. You've gotten an answer 1,000 times.
I get a deflection like, well, men should keep their hands to themselves. Well, we know that. I think men also shouldn't rob me when I have money here sticking out my pocket. But we live in a world, right? So please explain that to me, y'all. Why do they wear even less clothes when they're so afraid?
Okay, I know that was triggering because it triggered me, and I'm not even a woman. I mean, men get great too, but I'm not even a woman, and this is crazy. But let's try to educate this brother. I know this brother online. I don't know him personally, but I know, he's been in my spaces. I've been in his spaces before in his lives or whatever. He's very ignorant, as you can see, and he's also dangerous, clearly, right? Um, the way that I'm choosing to handle this is I'm gonna really genuinely try to educate him or and anybody else that may come across his video and think that have the same thought process, right? Like I really don't want to go into full crash out mode in hopes that a couple, two, three of them may listen. It is not a woman's responsibility. Um, it is not a woman or a man or a person's responsibility uh to stop or to prevent from themselves from being a victim, right? And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people. What I'm saying is, we are people. We are not animals in this regard, right? We're not animalistic, I would say, in this regard. If if I want to avoid getting stung by bees, there are certain things that I would need to do. And if I want to put myself in harm's way, there are certain things that I would do. Right. If I want to get bit by a shark, there are certain things that I can do. There's certain places I can be where I know, like, hey, the likelihood that I'm going to get bit by a shark is much higher if I'm in this place around this time and doing these things, right? No doubt about it. That is for you to control. You can't blame a shark. It's a shark. A shark's a shark, right? But when we talk about humans, we're talking about a whole different thing, right? It is never the victim's fault, ever. I don't care if a woman is walking down the street bucket naked. I don't care if a man is walking down the street with $1,000 bills stapled to his jacket. I don't care if a man is in the club with $30,000 worth of jewelry on. I don't care if a woman is at a restaurant with $100,000 watch on. I don't care if a woman is goes to a party with a goddamn or dressed like Kanye West's wife. I don't care. None of that matters. None of that matters. No matter what, it is 100% the fault of the assailant, not the victim. That's how it works, right? Asking women if they're so afraid of men, why do they continue to dress this way? Is is ignorant. Let's follow that train of thought. Let's follow that train of thought, right? Keep going because it wouldn't just stop there. Why do women deal with men at all? If that is the case, why do essentially what you are suggesting to women is that they live in an open prison in which they cannot do or exist the way that they want to, right? And they're not hurting anybody. Once again, What another person wears does not hurt me for the most part. As long as you ain't wearing a swastika or something like that, right? Like whatever you wear, I don't care. Has nothing to do with me. So you're doing the old, biblical route of trying to police a woman's body, doing that same thing where you blame women for being victims, talking about, well, are you really afraid of men if you dress provocatively? And that's the problem. You think women are dressing for the male gaze when they've been screaming at you, telling you they don't. The vast majority of them don't do that. This is an example. This is just an example. This is good content for you. You need to watch and listen.
Dixie State University is hosting a powerful display of clothing showing what women and even men were wearing when they were sexually assaulted.
It is really not about what people were wearing or who they wear.
What did she say? It's really not about what people were wearing or who they were. Both of those things are irrelevant.
What their identities are. It's not about the decisions that they made or didn't make at the time. This is all about the person who caused the harm.
The display panels are part of a traveling exhibit dispelling myths about victims of sexual assault.
So these are some of the myths. Rapes are committed by strangers in dark alleys. Rapes are rare. It can't happen to me.
Which that's what that dude is alluding to, as if like men are just running up and raping women. Like grapes, the majority of grapes are committed by people that the woman knows, right? Their boyfriends, their husbands, their co-workers, their friends, like their dates. That's who are committing the vast majority of grapes, not random dudes walking down the street. So you would have to think, let's apply your same stupid ass logic. If a woman is going out on a date with a man and she dresses provocatively because she's on a date with that man and she wants to, what I'm saying, look good for that man, is that a problem? Is that what you're saying? Like that's the issue? And then if that man grapes her, are you saying that she asked for him to grape her? Or did she just want to dress provocatively to entice the man, to stimulate the man, to look good, whatever the case may be? Is that a problem? Like, is that what we're saying now?
Men can't be raped. Rape is an act of uncontrollable passion. And the best way for survivors to get over a sexual assault is to act like it did not happen. These are all myths. Any person of any gender, age, race, class, religion, occupation, physical ability, sexual identity, or appearance can be raped.
It is my display. These aren't my exact clothes, but this is basically what I was wearing. It was just a regular black jacket and gray sweatpants, and I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was just trying to be comfortable at the time. So,
Alyssa Ferguson was sexually assaulted just 10 months ago. She said while therapy has helped, her fears never go away.
I still quiver every time someone touches me in the most innocent of ways with no intention of harm. A simple hug from even my own mother is usually unwanted and requires moments of preparation before I hug back. I'm 17 years old, and going on a simple date with a cute boy is no longer exciting. It's frightening.
Ferguson is speaking out because she believes this subject shouldn't be taboo. It needs to be talked about to change the statistics. Most victims of sexual assault are women under the age of 30. It's estimated that 1 in 6 women become victims of rape, and in Utah, the statistic is 1 in 3.
Damn.
It can happen to men, in which 1 in 33 become a victim of sexual assault.
I'm sorry, men can be raped. 1 in 33 versus 1 in 6. 6 times more. 1 in 33 versus 1 in 6. 6 times more likely to happen to a woman. By the way, if a man gets raped, he's still getting raped by a man. 90%, 99% of the fucking time.
About 50% of those victimized know who assaulted them.
The first display, how can anyone look at a child's pajamas, just a little nightshirt? How old is she? 6, 7, 8 years old? Unimaginable is what it is. And I think it needs to be in people's faces to really understand that.
Exactly. If men are raping little girls in their onesies, why are you thinking that if a woman like, so basically, let's follow the logic here. If women wore onesies every day, they would still be raped because men are raping little girls in onesies. Are you gonna say that's different? No, they make the same. They're the same fucking men.
How can people do these things?
But sexual assault is about the aggressor, not the victim. It's their need for power, dominance, and control.
It's really crazy because most people think that it's the women, what they wear, and how that calls the guys, but it doesn't really mean anything. Like coming from all this gear, like this girl had sweatpants and a regular shirt, and she was abused. So it has nothing to do. It's just the person that's doing the abusing, and it's wrong in the head, crazy or psychopath or whatever you want to call.
It happens more often than you might think. At least 3 women are sexually assaulted every 5 minutes, and 2 out of 3 go unreported. Most are wearing common clothing.
This doesn't happen.
So 2 out of 3, 2/3 of all sexual assaults from women are unreported. So y'all, can we stop with the, oh man, but if men reported more sexual assaults, remember, only 1 in 33 men are raped. I shouldn't say only one. One is too many, but I'm saying comparatively, 1 in 33 men are raped, right? 1 in 6 women are raped. 2/3 of all assaults go unreported. Stop acting like it would jump up from 1 in 33 to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like from 1 in 33 to whatever, you know what I mean? 1 in 2. Like, no, it wouldn't do that. It would do that for women, though.
Once in a while. It happens a lot, and it needs to be talked about more than it is. And a lot of people have the misconception that it happens because of what you're wearing. And especially in my case and so many others here, it proves it doesn't matter what you're wearing, and it happens to anyone at any time. And I just think it's a great example of that.
Sadly, out of 1,000 cases reported, only 6 assaulters are incarcerated for their crimes. Victims are encouraged to report their assaults immediately so rape kits can document the abuse.
It's a crime, and it's a terrible crime.
There are tens of thousands of untested rape kits currently sitting in lockers in police departments all around the country. So even doing that ain't gonna stop shit. Do it. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying let's be real. Like that ain't the cure either.
Crime, and I know how scary it is to speak out, but I assure you, it is amazing when you do. You will receive so much support and so much help, and it'll make you feel better. And seeking treatment and through therapy is amazing as well.
The What We Were Wearing exhibit started in Kansas. It's patterned after displays on Midwest campuses, only these are local stories. The idea is to let people know that no means no, no matter what they are wearing.
What did this poor victim do? And the answer is they didn't do anything. And that's what's so important to get across.
The exhibit will be at 3 locations on campus, a week at a time.
Yeah. So now that we have seen that and we have, heard that information from actual authorities on this and victims themselves, I would love to hear what this young man would have to say about that. Like, who are you going to tell? Who are you to tell them that it's their fault? Who are you to ask them what were they wearing? We see what they were wearing. What are you gonna say? Like, for what you're saying to make sense, basically what would have to be the case would be the majority or all the vast majority or all the women who get raped when they dress provocatively. Then you can maybe make that case, right? If that were the case, then yeah, then I can see a case for like, hey man, maybe they shouldn't dress this, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, like maybe. I still wouldn't say that because I would still be focused on the perpetrator. But if you want to make that case, whatever. But considering the fact that most women get raped in their jeans, get raped in their school uniforms, they get raped in their military uniforms, they get raped in their nightgowns, they get raped, children are getting raped in their onesies. I don't think you have a fucking leg to stand on. They're getting raped in Lululemon jogging gear. They're getting raped in sweatpants. They're getting raped in their school sweater while they're on campus in their dorms. Like they're getting like the women are getting raped in every single situation, it doesn't matter. And most of the time, they're getting raped in their own homes by their men, by the men in their own homes. That question is disgusting. It's deplorable. But like I said, I hope that we can actually educate some people who may be open, who may need to hear that information, because they may have that same disgusting train of thought, train of thought about how, like, oh, if women just change how they dress, then it would change things. But it wouldn't, though. It wouldn't. It wouldn't affect anything. It doesn't matter how women dress. Women get dressed in burqas. Women get dressed when all men can see are their eyelashes. Like, all they have to know is that there's a woman underneath there, and that woman gets assaulted. That's it. Moral of the story is men need to change their behaviors, not women.